Morning, horse.
Morning.
It might just be you this morning, but I'll give it a few minutes and all right, horse. I think I'm gonna get going on this. So, as it's just you guys, I mean, I would love you to put your camera on, especially as today is a gymnastics day. So I'm going to be doing some skills-based stuff, and I can obviously provide feedback if I can see what you're doing. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I'll just kind of flow through things. Obviously, let me know if there's any issues. So it's a little bit different to our regular classes. I'll just talk you through. We're going to start with a little bit of strength work on the core, so some straddle lifts and some V-ups. Then we're going to go into a little bit of practice on moving from a crow to a headstand. If you guys have never done headstands before, then obviously we can drop this back. Oh, hey guys. Yeah, if you've not done headstands before, just let me know and we can drop it back so that we can actually just practice headstands themselves. So unless you tell me otherwise, I'll start with headstands and then move to crows and then put the piece together. And then we have a 10-minute EMOM of some handstand work. Again, we can modify it if you need to. Do you have a wall that you can kick up on?
Yep.
Okay, wicked, because that will be useful. And then we'll finish with a little workout. So yeah, let's get moving with a little bit of flow. I'll let you sort that out for a second. All right, if you find the ends of your mats, guys, we'll just start by doing a little bit of movement practice.
Sure.
Right, so from the edge of the mat, we're just going to start by tucking the chin, rolling the shoulders forwards, pulling the belly button up and bringing the body down into a hang. Keep the legs as straight as you can. When you get to the bottom, you might want to hold your elbows. A little bit deeper into that stretch. Okay, then we're going to pull from the belly button, so belly button comes up into the body, roll slowly up, finishing shoulders, head, and then lifting hands up to the sky, pushing slightly, tapping the button. I'm going to do this again 2 more times. Head, shoulders, spine, bit by bit. Holding onto those elbows at the bottom, keeping the legs straight, maybe rotating a little bit left and right with the body. And then pulling from the belly, lifting the hips, the spine, bring the shoulders at the top and then the head. Finally the arms. Oh, that's the sternum that cracks. Okay, last one we're going to do, we're going to go down, and then we're going to stay down this time. Find your hang shape. Lengthening the hamstrings at the bottom. You're going to take the hands to the mat. We're going to walk forwards nice and slowly, trying to keep the heels down onto the floor until you get to about your plank shape. And we're going to keep the hips up, head through downward dog. Trying to push through the mat with the hands, trying to elevate the hips. And if you're struggling with the heels, just press one down at a time. Okay, then we're going to shift all the way to the left. So take all of the weight into that left foot and your hip's going to go out. You see if you can drive that hip across the ankle. Keeping the heel on the mat. Right, so now we're going to put both feet back on. We're going to concentrate a little bit more on these shoulders. So I want you to bend the knees slightly if you need to in order to drive that chest moving through towards your knees. You're going to come up out of it and then push back into that shape. And you're going to do that 5 times. Up and down. Nice, really focus on getting as much space in those shoulders as possible. Keeping the arms extended in front of you. Child's pose, but with your toes tucked underneath. From this child's pose, we're going to start to push the armpits down towards the floor. Okay? So keep the head down. I'm just lifting so you can hear me. You're going to rotate the body so you're looking underneath your right armpit and your left armpit. Okay, so you're rotating. And then you rotate the other way. Just feeling it down your side body. Yeah. Do a few times on each side. Good. Hopefully you can see me all right. It might be better to put my camera on the other side. Let me see. Yeah, maybe this is better. Okay, good. Once you finish with that, let's come up into hands and knees again. We're going to start to move the spine a little bit. So we're going to first start by just moving the hips left to right. So creating a curve through the side of the body. Good, then you can start to kind of introduce the shoulders as well. So hips and shoulders in the same direction, middle of the body pushing to the other side. Then we're going to start to move it up and down. So this is our cat-cow shape. Belly pointing towards the ground, butt up, head lifted. And we pull the belly away. We push the shoulders up and we tuck the belly underneath, chin looking at our belly button. Good. All right, let's walk into a lying position on the mat. Final thing I want to do before we move on. Your hands are going to stay underneath your shoulders. You're going to lift up through your back, but you're not going to use your hands. Okay? And then just at the final point where you can't go any further, you're going to push with the hands to lift. Okay? We're going to do this 5 times. Lift with the back, push to finish up. Should feel a nice stretch through the lower back portion. When you've done this 5 times, we're going to bring the left leg forwards into a lunge. So for plank shape, left leg forwards into lunge, but leave that back leg long. We're going to push the heel towards the back of the room. Lift the knee as far as we can, but not moving the hips. So you're squeezing that leg. You should feel it in your hip flexor at the very top of that back leg. Okay, start to lift your chest up, but keep the body in the same position. And then take your same arm as your back leg and just stretch up and over. All right. Rotate so the other leg's forwards. Start with the hands on the floor and the inside of that foot. Lift that back leg. Start to feel where the stretch is. Maybe you need to squeeze your butt a bit to find it. Maybe you need to push your heel back. Once you've found it, you can start to lift hands off the floor. And then take same side, arm up and across. Good. All right, come back to sitting on the mat. I'm going to go through the first two exercises. So this is just a bit of core to help warm us up. All right, so for the first exercise, we want to be a straddle. So straddle position basically just means leg wide. Everyone's straddle looks slightly different. Just make sure it's a position that feels comfortable for you. And just while I explain the exercise, if you can lean forwards into that straddle shape, just to start to kind of open up those hips a little more. Okay, so from this shape that you're in, when you do the exercise, you're gonna have your fingers in front of you. You're gonna be keeping the legs nice and long. So you want to point the toes and make sure that we've got the heel slightly off the floor. That's our starting position because that shows tension in the legs. From that position there, you're going to be lifting that leg up and down, okay, off the floor. You can do one leg at a time to start with, and then you can see if you can do both legs, but it's quite challenging. You can give it a go after. Okay, so keep the fingertips into the middle of the legs. Don't worry how wide it is. If it's quite narrow, that's fine. Okay, good. So try not to lean the chest back as you go, because if we lean back, we're basically just rotating this angle, whereas what we want to do is compress the angle. Yeah, better. Okay, good. All right. Can you feel that in the top of your leg / core? Okay,
Yep.
good. All right, so second exercise, we're going to start in a lying position on the floor. We're going to try and get the right hand to the left leg and the left hand to the right leg from a lying position. So nice and simple, slight rotation, ideally with legs straight. Just give this one a go for me as well.
What was that one?
Sorry, alternating the ups. So from a lying position, opposite hand, opposite leg.
Just V-ups.
Yeah, V-ups, but opposite hand to touch opposite leg. So just one hand, one leg. Nice. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So for the first portion, we're just going to do the leg lifts on minute 1, and then the V-ups on minute 2, and we're going to do this for 4 rounds. Okay. Aim for 10, I'd say. On the straddles, if you're doing one leg at a time, maybe do 5 on one, 5 on the other. So it would take too long otherwise. Okay. Yeah. Forgot my watch this morning, so ready. So we'll start with the straddle exercise. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So lifting the legs, point the toes for me. So the toes point forwards. That's it. Squeeze the quads. Nice, good. The straighter that leg is, the better. Good job. Good, don't lean back too much with the chest. Well done, so you're about 30 seconds in, so we want to be finishing around the 40-second mark. Okay, good, 20 seconds of rest, and then we're on to the ups. Ten. 3, 2, 1, and alternating the ups. Just try and make sure the movement is smooth, controlled. Good, let's get to 12 reps and then we can rest. Lovely, that's 30 seconds. And that's 40 seconds, so rest up. Nice work, 1 round done, 3 to go. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and let's go straddles. Good, keep chest forward. That's it. Nice pointing the toe. Really think about pulling through the hip to lift. Good, so aiming for the same number as last time. Nice work, very good. Okay, it's 40 seconds now, so it should be finishing up. Okay, 10. 3, 2, 1, and let's go the ups. Good. Ideally, keep that same straight leg position from the straddles, like point the toes. Makes it harder. Nice work, horse. Well done. Okay, 30 seconds in. Okay, and that's 40, so we should be resting up. Well done, halfway through the core work. How do you feel?
Yeah, they're hurting.
Good. Okay, 5 seconds. Back to the leg lifts. 3, 2, 1. Nice. So keep the chest nice and tall. Think about trying to open up through the chest, shoulders lifted, and then move just the legs. Good. Point the toes, squeeze the quads. Nice. Very good. Okay, coming up to 40 seconds. So finish up the last reps and then rest. Five, 3, 2, 1, and the alternating V-ups. Let's go. Good. Think about that straight leg, point toe position. Nice, Nate. Okay, 30 seconds in. And that's 40 for you. So rest up and then we have one more round on this. Okay, so for the final time, it's our leg lifts, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Good, keep that knee straight, pulled back with the quad. Nice. Yeah, it's an uncomfortable movement, it's supposed to be. Good work. Yeah, this is 30, you've got 10 seconds left on this one. Nice, really focus on how high you can lift that straight leg. Good. All right, and rest. So final 15 seconds and then we're on to the ups. Okay, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Go on, final 20, 30 seconds on this exercise. Good work. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and finish. Nice. Okay. Give yourself a second. Have you ever done headstands before?
Headstands?
Headstands, yeah. Tripod headstands.
Not sure.
Have you done a crow before, like in yoga?
No, I'm not a big yoga goer.
Fair enough. All right, well, we'll start with the headstand and then see where we get to on this. So for the headstand, we want a tripod position, which means that we need hands about shoulder width apart, and then the head comes in front, so you create like a triangular shape. Yeah. Nice. That's what you want to do. Make sure you tuck it underneath and put it right in front of your fingers so you can see the fingertips. You're then going to lift your knees up off the ground, walk your toes forwards so that your hips rise up. And from that position, you can then take your feet off the floor, or you can go knees onto elbows if that's easier. Okay, best thing to do is just give it a go. You seem like an athletic person. You can probably have a decent shot.
Sorry, how's it go? Sorry, show me again. It broke up.
Hands shoulder width, head in front so you can see your fingertips. Lift the knees, walk the hips up with your toes, and then you take the toes off, or you can go onto the elbows if you prefer. Nice. Okay, good. Keep the knees close to the body. Well done. That's it. And then when you're ready, you can come back down. Does that feel nice and controlled?
Yep.
Okay, good. Just bear in mind that if you do tip over, have you got somewhere you can sort of forward roll out?
Yeah. It's fake grass.
If you do forward roll out, the most important thing is to really tuck your chin into a ball and try and get the weight onto the back rather than through the neck. Okay, so with the crow, it's a similar movement. So we start with the hands in the same position, but we don't put the head onto the floor. Okay, we're going to bend the elbows ever so slightly so we can feel the weight. Okay, and the first thing we're going to do is just tip the weight forwards and backwards with our tiptoes. Okay, so practice this one first. So you're looking for that shift of weight from the feet into the hands. Good. Bring the feet as far forward as you can, so your knees are almost touching your elbows. That's it. And then just rock. Good. You can feel the transfer of weight. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Right, so now we're going to put the knees actually onto the elbows, okay? And we're going to do the same thing, but I want you to see if you can just ever so slightly get those toes off the floor as you do it. Good, and then back down. Nice. Start to feel that kind of shift. Nice, good. So this is our crow. Good, okay, excellent. You're taking me to the next level. Sorry, my internet's a little bit rocky because I'm in the depths of France. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is actually do what you just did and start to get our head down onto the floor. Okay, so we've got to make sure that we pivot over the hands. So as soon as the toes come off the floor, the weight shifts onto the hands and then eventually onto the head. Okay, so toes, hands, head, and then we can come into tuck. Okay, good. And then drop that down. Nice. Try and do one thing at a time. So your knees came off your elbows before your head was on the floor. So go head first and then take the knees off the elbows. Good. Take your time with the... Take Take time a little bit more, so make sure you go, okay, that was much better. Squeeze the butt as you bring your legs up. Lift, lift. Oh, right. Good?
Yeah.
Good, all right. Right, let's try again. So really think about control of the movement. Every step of the movement has to be under control. So start with that crow shape. Knees on elbows, shift the weight, tuck the knees and start. Good, and then start to lift, but squeeze your butt and elbows in as you go. Keep the weight in the hands a little bit too. Oh. It's nice. So at the minute, most of the weight is transferring through your head here, and your hips are not under control. You're not tucking the butt underneath, so you end up across the center of gravity. So take your time, squeeze the butt, and keep the weight in your hands a little bit too. Lift one leg. Nice. Make sure the butt stays tucked under. Good. When you're ready, you can come back into tuck. Nice. Getting much better. Good. All right. Give yourself like 30 seconds or so, and then what we'll do is a further 3 sets of like 2 attempts or something like this. Good though that you can get it straight away. It's fun to acquire new skills.
All right. My wife's hiding, don't worry.
Oh, hello.
She's hiding over there. She's hiding.
Well, maybe you just don't want to show her because she's beautifully headstanding.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
All right, let's go again. Just a couple of attempts. Let's shift the weight. Nice. Squeeze the butt as you lift. Point the toes towards the sky. Slowly pull the knees back and the butt under. And then back in. Bring the knees back, Nice. Good. Let's have a look.
I can't get my knees up. I'm not strong enough.
Come on.
You can't get your knees up? Do you want to try just the handstand for now?
Yeah, I just can't get my
Very good. It's good. Again, it's a little bit too quick. Really slow it down, and every time you move, you're basically moving the weight around the center of gravity a little bit. So if you move quickly, unless you're very, very strong, it becomes difficult. So just inch by inch, and make sure as soon as the pelvis, if the bum starts to come out, that's when most of the weight normally comes across the body.
I took it out.
Make sure you tuck the feet in as you come up. Good, well done. So we've got a slight bend in the core. If you look at my central body here, as you extend your legs up, you basically curve into this shape. So you need to keep, just like our cat-cow, keep the belly tucked in and the butt under, and that should help. Okay guys, we'll do a few more minutes on this, so just take as much rest as you want and keep attempting. Feet into the butt. Keep tucking everything under as you extend it. That's it. Feet to the sky. And then bring the knees back in. Well done. That was much better. Much better control. Okay, let's do what, 1 or 2 more each, and then we'll move on to some handstands. Feet to sky. Beautiful. Really beautiful, well done. Okay, last ones. Lovely job, so much better. Good, you can keep practicing those. Well done. Right, let's move on to handstands. So we've got 2 positions left. For our handstands, you're going to need ideally the wall, but let me demonstrate the exercises, and then maybe you guys can tell me what sort of space you've got available. Actually, just shut this window. Right. So the first exercise is actually shoulder tap. So I'm going to show you this as a floor option. So if you've only got one wall, you might want to do this one on the floor. So shoulder taps. We're going to start in plank position. Feet can be a little bit wider because we don't want our hips to be shimmying around. Okay, so we want to use the core and the legs to kind of keep those hips nice and still. You're going to shift your weight over to one side, pick the hand up, touch, then shift your weight over to the other side nice and slowly. Make sure all the weight's through that arm before you lift. Okay, and these are our shoulder taps. So do you want to give those a go, and then I'll show you how to do them on the wall as well if you want to. Good, so feel the shift first. So almost like rotate your body slightly over to the side, then lift. Good, because when we do it on the wall, it's even more imperative that we feel that shift. Okay, so if we're doing this on the wall, hopefully you can see me. This is my wall. Yeah, all good. So we start in plank shape. We walk the feet up the wall. Only go as far as you feel comfortable. If you end up in this shape, you're not comfortable. You have to be in control in this shape. Hollow body, same thing. Shift, lift. Bet that got some good use this last weekend, didn't it? Okay, good. So tuck the head underneath and make sure that the body is hollow. So we're pulling the belly button away from the wall, and then it's the shift. So start with the shift, and then only if you're happy with your shift may you lift. Okay, good. So the shift's not quite there yet. So really focus on peel the fingers off the floor rather than like throw them off. Good. All right. Come back down. We can build on this during the EMOM. So our second exercise is a tuck hold. All right, so for this you need to be able to kick up to the wall. If you can't kick up to the wall yet, don't worry, I'll give you another option. But if you can, hands on the floor, rotate into the kick shape. You're going to bring both of your heels down, tippy toes on the wall, and the idea is to slowly come through that tuck shape and drop yourself onto the floor. Does that make sense?
No.
No.
We couldn't see. It was
Okay. Let me bring my laptop a little bit closer. Okay. So I'll demonstrate the movement and then I'll talk. So maybe that will be a bit easier. You can see me now, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Kick to the wall. Drag the heels, the toes, slowly into tuck shape. Back to the floor. Okay, so what we're looking for here is you're using the wall to drag your heels and then your tiptoes down. And then you're going to bring both knees into the body as tightly as you can to that tuck shape that we just practiced with the headstands. And you're going to lower your feet to the floor. Okay. Do you want to give it a go and then I can direct you through it? Good, so make sure arms are nice and straight. Untuck your chin so that you're looking through your shoulders. Okay, drag the heels down the wall slowly, that's it. And the other, so the tiptoes touch the wall, and then knees in, knees into the body. Bring your knees towards your chest. That's it, and down. Good, that's the one. Make a bit more sense now?
Yeah.
Okay, good, yeah. So you're looking for that tuck shape, so make sure the knees don't fly out too much. Try and keep them a bit closer together. Okay, is your wife going to do this exercise, or is she going to do something different?
I've got a wall here.
Okay, perfect. Good. Are you happy with? Oh, right. Tuck the chin. Knees into the body. Good, good, well done. So both of you need to make sure that in the handstand position that you don't, your chin isn't in this position, but more tucked. Okay, so you should be looking through, tucking that chin in, because it's very hard, just like in our cat-cow, in this position, it's much harder to have this. It's much easier tucked. All right, so we're going to do 10 minutes EMOM. 1 minute we'll work on the taps, and the next minute we'll work on the tuck. Okay. Phone. All right, ready. Start with the shoulder taps in 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'll leave you guys to dictate the numbers based on how you feel. Quality over quantity, yeah? So if you feel like you're losing your quality, just rest. I'll give you a bell at 30 and 40 seconds. Okay, this is 30 seconds. And this is 40 seconds. So finish up, come off the wall, give yourself, and your wrists, give the wrists a little rest. Okay, for the tuck holds, we'll just do this 1 or 2 times, okay? No more. Okay, 5, 3, 2, 1, and kick up. Slowly drag those heels down. Make sure you're tucking the chin underneath. So looking through. Nice, horse, really good. Much better than the last one. Okay, so just 1 to 2 reps on this. Okay, rest up, and then we'll be back to shoulder taps. Okay, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and shoulder taps. Let's go for the second time. Okay, find that top position, straight legs ideally. Feel the squeeze through the body like a plank on the wall. Good. If you find yourself getting tired, guys, come down. Don't push it for no reason. Okay, good. That's 40 seconds. So finish up and come forward. And in 10 seconds, we're going to be in our kick up to the top. 5, 3, 2, 1, and kick up. Straight legs will help with this. Nice. Okay, control the movement. Knees in, knees in. Good. Bit more control with the knees and the core there, and it would have been perfect. Okay, 30 seconds in. Guys, we're just going to do two more rounds. If your wrists are starting to get a bit sore, just reduce the amount of volume per minute. Okay. This is the last handstand stuff we're doing today. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and third set of shoulder taps. Well done, guys. You're 30 seconds in. Okay, let's think about finishing up and coming off. Good. And kick up in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, keep the core and the chin tucked under, and then start to bring the legs down. Nice, Hawk, that was good. Squeeze the knees in. Well done. All right, guys, good. So rest, we've got one more round, okay? All right, 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and let's go for shoulder taps. Final set. Good job, this is 30 seconds. Finish up to the final rest, and then we'll be on the last set of tucks. Five, 3, 2, 1, final set of tucks. Keep that core under control. Good. Take time, rest in between this last one so you can really focus on it. Nice, well done. All right, to finish off, guys. Okay, one bit left, which is just our little workout to finish. So for this one, guys, I want you to do a pulling movement. So whether you've got some rings to do ring rows or TRX or I don't know, dumbbells even just to do bent over rows. Can you grab what you've got? Great. Great, so we're using dumbbells. Nice. Right, so the dumbbell row. Nice and simple. So you're going to hinge slightly, keeping the back nice and flat so the shoulders stay engaged in the belly as well. The dumbbell is going to be underneath the arms. You're going to try to keep the elbows nice and close and pull with the elbow joint. Okay, so a lot of people end up doing almost a bicep curl, but I want you to think about kind of pulling back as if you're trying to elbow someone behind you. So it's almost like a skiing movement. Okay, so 2 dumbbells is perfect. That's it. That's the one. So just give that a go with your weights. Hold the body in position and just drive those elbows back. Nice, perfect job. Good. Okay, and our second movement is our burpee. So nice and simple. However you want to get from a standing position onto the floor, step or stand back up and then jump at the top. Okay, chest needs to touch the floor every rep. So just practice your burpee momentarily. Wonderful. Okay, good. So this is a nice quick finisher, guys. It's 21 burpees, 21 rows, 15 burpees, 15 rows, 9 burpees, 9 rows. Because it's quite a short workout, you should be able to try and keep the rows unbroken if you haven't got anything particularly heavy. If you do need to break it down, think about 2 sets. Okay, and for the burpees, that should be held at a sort of moderate to fast pace. Just keep moving. Right. No point waiting around, so we'll just get going. I reckon you guys can finish it in 5 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Any questions before we start? All good. All right. Start with the burpees. 3. Let's start with the burpees. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 21 burpees. Good. Work hard and fast. Maybe going 21 straight onto the rows. No, guys, you're just over 1 minute in. Wicked. And one of these rows, see if you can keep them moving. Drive the elbows back. Good, back onto burpees. That's that course. Let's go. 15 time. Wicked job on those burpees. Nice back. Make sure you get full range of motion through that row. Come on, guys. Okay, final 9. Yes, mate. Good. Final rows. Let's finish off strong. Nice. 33. Good. Have you both finished? Good. Final set of clapping. Well done. Keep them coming. You're 4 minutes in, so absolutely smashing this. Right, shoulder squeeze back. 4:19. Well done. Good job, guys. All right, give yourselves a second, and then we'll stretch. So whenever you're ready, come find the mat. And we can finish off. Start by lying downwards. Underneath the shoulders, just lifting up through the back. Lifting the head, pulling it back. Okay, we're going to lie down now and take the hands out to the sides. So in a cross shape on the floor, you're going to pick up your right leg and you're going to reach across the body to try and reach for that left hand. Okay. And we'll take it over to the other side. So pick up the left leg, reach for the right hand. We're looking for that spinal twist. Okay, so this time we're going to come back across to the, so lifting the right leg up, but I want you to focus more on the shoulders, okay? So your left arm is going to be on the floor with your shoulder pressed down, your left shoulder. Okay, you're going to twist your body using that right leg, so the same sort of spinal twist. Then you're going to take your right hand and you're going to open up towards the sky. You should feel quite an intense stretch on your left shoulder. Okay. And then we can take it across to the other side, so you should be able to sit a little bit better here. So my right hand is on the floor, my right shoulder is on the floor. I'm going to lift into that spinal twist, and then to increase the stretch, I'm going to lift left arm up to the sky. The stretch is mostly here. Really gets into the shoulder, the pecs. Good. So we're going to change the stretch now. Stay lying down. This time we're going to bring the right arm underneath. The palm is going to be facing upwards, okay? And your right shoulder is going to be on the floor. You're going to press with your left hand down onto your right hand, so you're sort of locking it down onto the floor. And then I want you to pull as if you're trying to get that right arm away. Relax the pinning arm. Take the pinning arm behind your head. Open up with your shoulder towards the sky. It is more in the back now. So fingers behind the head and we're sort of opening that elbow joint. Okay, good. Let's take that stretch to the other side. Final one. So arm goes under, hand up, shoulder onto the floor. Make sure you found that kind of position where you can get that shoulder all the way down. Take your right hand, pin the forearm so you're locking it onto the floor, and then you're trying to rip that arm out. Okay, and then leave that arm where it is, but take your pinning arm around the back so your fingertips are behind your head, and then lift that elbow joint to the sky, keeping the other shoulder on the floor. Just start to feel it through the back. Very good. Finish up there, guys. Well done. Hope you enjoyed it. So Wednesdays is now just going to be gymnastics. So we'll be building on all of this stuff a little bit more. Okay. It was wicked to see you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one.
Looks like you're in a nice spot.
Oh yeah, we're in Ile-de-Ré in France at the minute, so taking a little London break.
Nice.
Tough for some.
Yeah, very tough. I hope London's been lovely though. I heard it's been hot.
It has been,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's been great.
Good.
Enjoy.
All right, have a
Thank
good
you so
one,
much.
guys. Bye.